this is Frosty with American Milsim, and you're watching RedWolf TV.
Hey guys, Tim here, and welcome to another episode of RedWolf TV. Today we'll be reviewing the Hephaestus Project T. I'm joking, this is it. The gun that not many people knew about, in black and OD. The real steel version was manufactured in Israel and is currently in active service, though they would prefer the X95 because it is even more compact. This GBBR, yes, gas blowback rifle, will come with the red dot sight, slash laser, and the suppressor. If you don't already know, I am a big fan of bullpups, especially this one. I love its modern, compact, and ergonomic design. Even the weight, which is 4.2 kilos, feels evenly distributed, even with the sight and suppressor on. When I was in California, I had the chance to shoot the real steel version, so I have a good idea on how it's meant to feel. The texture of the plastic does feel very nice, though there are some points they can improve on. I do like the texture of the grip. It is very comfortable to hold, as well as the lines on the foregrip. It only makes it easier to grasp. It has an ambidextrous bolt release and mag release, releasing a GHK magazine, which we all know to be very reliable. The fire selector is rather sticky. It feels like an AEG fire selector. The charging handle is currently found on the left side. You can remove it and put it on the right side, but that means you'll need to remove its rail system and replace it. Make sure the gas block is switched to the other side. Make sure the chamber opens up on this side, meaning you have to switch these two as well. Basically, this requires a little bit of effort. Continuing with the charging handle, pulling it back is really satisfying, as well as releasing it. But what I'm not a big fan of is the trigger pull. You have to pull it back so far just to shoot, and it's really squishy. And the reset is just there, but again, so incredibly squishy. This is only an issue with an empty magazine with no BBs. So when I do take it upstairs, hopefully the results will change. Now for the red dot sight. This is the Optronics ISMV red dot sight with laser capabilities. To turn it on and to make it brighter, you just need to press the plus button. To dim it, you just need to press the minus button. To turn it off, press them both at the same time. You could also adjust the X and Y axes by adjusting these screws on the top and left side. To turn on the laser, just flick the switch at the back. On the 14mm CCW thread is a Gemtech suppressor. It does not suppress the sound as the racket actually comes from this direction. It is there just to look good, and it's hard to deny that it does look good. If you're not a big fan of a suppressor, do not worry. It comes with its original flash hider. You can use the original sights by flipping up the front sight, which sits flushed against the handguard, and flipping out the rear sight, which fits inside this nice little pocket. You can adjust it by windage and elevation, but only via the front sight. When it comes to slings, there are two sling mount points, one on each side. But if you were to be like the military, you could use a paracord and tie it on one side, just like they do. Adjusting the hop-up can be rather frustrating. You'll need a hex key to remove the screw right behind the rear sight. Once you do, lift up the panel, and the hop-up is found in this gap about an inch down. You turn it counterclockwise to increase the hop and clockwise to decrease it. The internals are a bullpup version of the G5 mechanism, just like what they did with the HTS-14, so you can expect it to be snappy, reliable, and sound exactly like the GHK G5. There's only one way to find out, and that means taking it to a range, but first, we should chrono the thing. For the chrono test, we're using 0.2 gram 6mm BBs with green gas. The magazine has a capacity of 40 BBs, and it clocked in at around 430 to 440 FPS consistently. We are now at Milsim CQBN Training Center at the 20-meter range. And for this test, we're going to use 0.3 gram BBs. Somebody had asked in the comment section in the previous video whether we could chrono the BB we are using at the range. So for these 0.3s, here are the results. And I'm going to continue shooting that one target. All right, let's have a look. Upon closer inspection, the accuracy is actually really good. This is the type of accuracy I would expect from an AEG or the KJ Works 1022. I mean, I hit the target 10 times. The grouping is even smaller than the palm of my hand. I think Hephaestus have something really good here, but this is without the suppressor attached. So I wonder if I could still hit the sheet of paper with this suppressor attached. Nope. It does not hinder it whatsoever. May as well try with the full package. Yeah, it actually helps a lot. I don't see why I didn't use it in the first place. Silly me. Good news, the bolt decides to stay open once the magazine is empty. Bad news is, there is nothing to keep the bolt open without the mag. There is a latch at the back of a magazine which keeps it open, which is nice. And I do like the sound of that release. Unfortunately, that trigger pull is still really squishy. You can hear where the reset is, but my finger can get really tired very quickly. As I've mentioned before, I've actually fired the real steel version of this in semi-auto only because of the Californian rules. So when it comes to recoil, obviously it's not as amazing, but it feels like every GHK M4, AK, and the G5. It may not be as snappy as the G5, it sounds exactly like it, but it's still very satisfying. Since I've never had the chance to fire it in full auto, I'm going to give it a go with this one. Switch, mag, release. And it's done. Well, it may be a little bit sluggish, but that recoil still puts a smile on my face. What we have here is a comfortably compact and ergonomic GBBR that's way too hot for CQB but perfectly suited for outdoors. All I did with that Hopup was turn it a little bit using 0.3 gram BBs and it was flying true. Imagine if I turned it a lot more using 0.36 gram BBs or even 4s. I just don't want to be on the opposite end of this GBBR. Unfortunately, the Hephaestus Project T is not on our website yet. It will be soon, so do keep an eye out. So for other cool products, go to our website at www.redwolfairsoft.com and see you guys on the next episode of RedWolf TV. If you'd like to know more about Milsim CQB and Training Center, I actually reviewed the site, and everything will be in the description below. See you guys. Pornstash out. Do subscribe to our channel so you can keep up to date with our latest and coolest videos.